Hey everybody, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I'm Bill, and this is a absolutely fantastic looking freeware Vans RV-7 that we're going to do a flight test and kind of review here. This is available on the flightsim.io store. Here is the link. There is the link. If you're watching this on YouTube later, link will be in the description. This is by D. Jing, and it looks to be really, really well done. I picked the 7, not the 7A. When you're looking at Vans, I know next to nothing about Vans aircraft, but I do know that if there is an A at the end of the designation of the plane, that signifies a nose wheel. So this is an RV-7, and this is the Steam version. So when you download this pack, you get two versions of it. You get RV-7 Steam Gauge, RV-7A Steam Gauge, RV-7 Glass, RV-7A Glass. So it's actually 4 planes for the price of one. There's livery packs available. And so there's not much else information on the website, but it looks great. So I haven't done one of these reviews or like first looks in a long time. What I kind of like to do on these is usually, I should probably do more research than I end up doing, but I like to just kind of poke through the plane, look at it, get some first impressions, fly it around, but treat it as if it's a real flight and, just kind of see how it handles actual situations, maybe do some maneuvers and see how it feels rather than just load up somewhere random and rip around. So we are on PilotEdge, and we're going to treat this as real as possible and go from there. I do not have my tailwheel endorsement yet, but that is on the extremely short list of things the first half of 2020. So I'm just kind of, as I'm blabbing here, just doing a little 360 of the exterior modeling. Looks great. They're simple planes, obviously, but they look super awesome. I'm actually going to go check out an RV-12 this weekend for a friend that's looking into one at Chino. So I've sat in a few RVs. I've looked around a few of them, and they're super cool planes. I really like them. So this canopy lifts up. Looks like that is animation. That animation was really nice and smooth. I like that a lot. Test pilot confirmed. Okay, so let's close that. So it looks like we have a pretty simple setup. That little yellow knob doesn't do anything. So we've got a 530. We've got the ubiquitous Garmin transponder there. Standard as you can get, 6-pack. That looks like electric trim on the panel there. Avionics button. This is as simple as you can get. So let's put the parking brake on. That's kind of weird. So it looks like the parking brake handle is pushed in, but then when I click it, it pops out, which is where you'd think the parking brake would be set, but then the toe brakes come back. So I'm going to keep it there. And then we're going to turn on the master switch over there on the left. So I have everything turned on from the last flight. Turn all that off. I heard a fuel pump, so that's good to know. We don't have any prop stuff to worry about. So let's just forego any thought into a startup procedure. I will put the fuel on. We'll start with right for right now. So fuel is on. We'll get the fuel pump going. And then avionics coming back off. Key is on the left there. So we'll go both and And we have a good start. Where are the RPMs? Are the RPMs down there? And we'll lean it for taxi there. Okay, so it's really quiet. Yeah. K. Myers, I agree. I'm curious how this feels on the ground. That's kind of the one thing that I am a little bit worried about, being a tail dragger in a flight simulator. Yeah, so it's experimental, and it's going to be obviously not very representative of all the available configurations that you can do these things with. Okay, so let's get real world weather here, just so we can do all of this properly. This is kind of my version of like role playing in a racing game, where you like set up at a racetrack and do a shakedown and track day when you actually tune the car. Doing a flight test like this on PilotEdge, I feel like, is kind of a fun way to do it. So let's do METAR, KSNA, and that is 3018. Okay, and then ATIS, KSNA, whiskey. Okay, down here. Looks like we're in millibars. So instead of doing conversions, I'm just going to set it for field elevation. All right, there might be a way to check that. Ooh, we can cage. Oh, there's a button to cage the AOA, but that is not working. Okay, information whiskey. Okay, let's get our clearance here. See if I can do this without actually writing anything down. Johnny Clearance, good evening. Experimental 204 Lima Echo Information Whiskey, flight following to French Valley via El Toro departure. Yeah, it does. It does flight, yep. That's pretty cool, huh?
Charlie clearance after departure, flighting 080, maintain VFR below 3000 till advised. Departure frequency 128.1 and squawk 6553.
6553. On departure, that's right turn 080, out of below 3000. Departures on 281, squawking 6553. Experimental 204 Lima Echo.
4 Lima Echo, read back correct.
Okay, so I'm going to test out the brakes and the initial ground handling here.
Skyhawk 123 Mike Alpha, holding short of runway
So,
6.
how sensitive is it on the brakes? Not too bad.
123 Mike Alpha, San Bernardino Tower, runway 6 clear for takeoff.
6 clear for runway 6 clear for takeoff. 3 Mike
Okay,
Alpha.
so this is not bad at all. This is not bad at all. Johnny Ground, good evening. Experimental 204 Lima Echo. Information whiskey at Clay Lacey Taxi Tower run up.
Las Vegas Tower, Walker 306, 1 on the right.
Walker 306, Las Vegas Tower, runway 1 on the right, clear to land.
Lillian 1 on the right, Walker 306.
204 Lima Echo, taxi to parking via Bravo. Actually, disregard. You're going to the runway. Sorry. Runway 20 right, taxi via Bravo Kilo, and stop at the run-up approved.
20 right, Bravo Kilo, and we'll stop at the run-up. Experimental 204 Lima Echo. Cleared right, cleared left. So one of my biggest complaints with tail draggers in the simulator is they're unwieldy to the point of being not fun at all. And so far, this is actually really forgiving, and it's a low enough glare shield that I don't have to do any Lindbergh reference crap. We can just kind of look. I mean, you can't see directly ahead, but that's a little not helpful, I guess, or helpful depending on how you look at it. So that's a nice feature. Okay, so let's get the mixture in here. I don't know what the run-up is on this engine, so we'll just treat it like it's a IO 360.
Uniform, your radar contact 10 miles northeast of Santa Maria Airport, Santa Maria, altimeter 3022.
Okay, looks good. That's pretty much it. Gosh, controls checked. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad. So there's no material on the mod page. John McGround, experimental 204 Lima Echo continuing.
Way at Tango, looking to park at signature.
Blocked. So she did clear us for the stop. It feels weird.
306. Taxi to signature via hotel and monitor ground. Have a great night.
That feels weird. I'm excited to throw this thing around.
Have a great night.
Who else called?
That was experimental 204 Lima Echo at the run-up continuing.
Project. 123 Mike Alpha, contact Soka.
One of my favorite things you did when the sim was new was try to group land on the top of the Egyptian pyramids. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
SoCal departure, Skyhawk 123 Mike Alpha, 3,200 for 6,000.
So 123 Mike Alpha, Soka departure, radar contact.
Okay, so there's a little pop-in with pilot there. Okay, so that is not the plane's fault. That's me not paying attention and not taxiing it straight. This is incredibly easy to taxi. Depending on where you have the camera set, might determine on how much you see or not, but that is like really easy. Now the big test is going to be when we punch it. What's going to happen, how squirrely it's going to be. But right now this is as docile as it could possibly be. John Wayne Tower, experimental 204 Lima Echo, holding short 20 right at Kilo. Like to request departure off 20 left.
204 Lima Echo, John Wayne Tower, so you want to cross over 20 right and depart from 20 left?
Affirmative, 204 Lima Echo.
204 Lima Echo, cross over 20 right at Kilo, runway 20 left at Kilo, clear for takeoff, left turn out and departure approved.
Crossing 20 right at Kilo, cleared for takeoff 20 left at Kilo, left turn out approved. Right. Experimental 204 Lima Echo.
So runway 20 right.
Very
5,300
pedantic
remaining.
in the weeds thing from an ATC side. PilotEdge does not have this in their ops. John Wayne does. They cannot issue a cross end takeoff clearance in the same clearance. They have to stop you on the other side. So we're gonna line up here.
Approaching runway 20 left.
And do a static takeoff
Entered
down
runway 20 left.
our beloved precious 20 right. Right there. And we're gonna go mixture full rich. Lights are all on. Lights, camera, and action. So there's a static takeoff. It's a little bit pulling to the left. And we're flying. Okay. Little chirp of the stall horn. Now we're doing 120 knots. So we're going to go here and we pull up like we do at John Wayne. I didn't set the directional gyro. There's 080. So that was cool. A little bit.
SoCal approach, Centurion 739 Lima uniform has information.
Yeah, I didn't set that gyro at all. Dude, that thing freaking just
4 Lima Echo, your radar contact departure.
Departure 204 Lima Echo. Good lord. It's really helpful when you just know where to point the nose. If you don't have your gyro set. God dang, that thing took off like a stabbed rat. SoCal departure, good evening, experimental 204 Lima Echo, 2,500, climbing restricted.
For 204 Lima Echo, SoCal departure, cancel altitude restriction.
Canceling altitude restriction, 204 Lima Echo. I don't know, what do you want to go up to?
Thank you for your set altimeter 3024.
What do you guys want to climb to? We could just keep going.
204 Lima Echo, resume navigation.
Oh, nav 204 Lima Echo. Okay. I like this thing a lot.
Diamond Star 720 Lima Mark is approaching Fortuna Mountain.
Takeoff distance is 500 feet. We'll have to check that because it seemed... That seems pretty good. Yeah, the RV will climb quick and cruise quick. Everything they do is quick. Yeah, I dig it. I really like this. This is... My initial feeling of this plane is how I felt about the Robin in X-Plane. That was a pretty close flight. It was like, I don't know. We'll check it out at French Valley, but sometimes it's hard to gauge that like distance roll. Like it's generally feels like it's long, or it ends up being longer than it feels when you actually like look at it. And I've got it 400 or 500 under gross too, which will affect that quite a bit. But yeah, so this feels like the Robin in X-Plane, where it is really easy, really fun, and free. They say at solo weight it's 250 feet. Good heavens. Yeah, so we're full fuel, I believe. I don't have to guess. Full fuel, one person, 1,500 pounds. So 300 pounds under max weight. So, yeah. And now what are we doing? We've got, we're doing 140 over the ground. I'm just climbing. Like, I'm at 7,500. I'm just going.
Thank you. Cleared into San Diego Bravo airspace. Contact Limber Tower.
Let's see if we have...
Into the Bravo, contact Limber Tower 11.
Oh, see, it's got manifold pressure and no prop. Yeah, it has no prop. Okay, so let's pull back to 20... Ooh. Okay. Alright, so check this out. I pull back the manifold pressure. Oh, now it's kind of doing it. the manifold pressure is like almost out. So there's no prop control. I've got my quadrant. I cannot do anything with the prop. So it's pretty much you're firewalled the whole time.
We'd like the
so it's a little bit
Mike Alpha. And what was the other message there?
simplified. It's a little bit simplified.
3 Mike Alpha, just confirm you have weather.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the power back.
Yeah, it's possible we'd like to jump on the ATIS and
so yeah, that's a little weird that we don't have the any control over the power. Okay, so let's see how it feels.
3 Mike Alpha, you're cross paradise at 5,000.
How's our roll rate?
Alpha approach and report inbound at Pomona.
It's pretty good.
Who calls Limburg Tower?
Limburg Tower, Star 720 Lima Mike, about 6 miles northeast.
Yeah. Roll rate's pretty good. So what I'm really excited to check out is how how this thing is landing. What kind of landing configurations we can work with here. So that's going to be cool.
Is about 5 miles northeast. With information.
Yeah, it's like it's quick, but it's not like broken, which is cool. Obviously.
SoCal departure, Skyhawk 123 Mike Alpha, back on frequency.
22.8, that's what I thought. Okay.
720 Lima Mike, Limburg Tower, join the right base, runway 27, clear to land.
Right base, runway 27.
Yeah, it's like snappy, but not like...
3 Mike Alpha, roger, clear
not crazy. Okay, let's get some speed up here.
Cross Pomona at 4,000, cleared, VOR Alpha approach.
Cleared direct Pomona at or above 4,000 and cleared for the VOR Alpha approach, 3 Mike Alpha.
3 Mike Alpha, I'll give you a straight in, so clear straight in for runway, correction, clear straight in VOR Alpha approach.
Feels pretty good.
Cleared for the straight in VOR Alpha approach, 3 Mike Alpha.
Sweet. So let's get this thing in, what am I at, 8,500? I guess we can go... I'm going to descend to 7,500. I feel like that's probably like a sweet spot for this plane.
Charlie Tango, contact Los Angeles Center, 128.6.
TJS, thank you for the follow, and thank you for joining, man. That is awesome. Watching your streams for a while. IRL 182T pilot. That is fantastic, man. I really appreciate that. Cheers, man. What corner of this globe do you call home?
We're turning now, 3 Mike Alpha.
I don't have any 182 time, but I do have a 182 story. Montana. Oh, right on. Bozeman, I'm assuming. That's, oh, dude. A 182 in Montana is awesome. So, I have this friend. Hang on, let me get this next frequency up here. So I have this friend that's really into airplanes. Her dad had a plane, has had a plane her entire life. He had a 210 V-tail, I think 182 at one point. So a variety of different aircraft, and he had sold it a couple years ago. Finally was like dying to fly again. No, excuse me. Was dying to fly again, and like kept, like I frankly never met him or talked to him, but you know, through my friend, he knew that I was into planes, so he would tell her to tell me about, you know, whatever. I take that back. I talked to him a couple times. So he buys this 182, And I've never flown a 182 ever, but I've heard from people that that have, that do fly 182s. There's like a Jason Miller video that I watched about 182s and how they sit, and that 172 pilots have a tendency to let the nose come down too hard, thinking that the sight picture is a little bit off. By the way, I'm trying to keep this thing straight and level, and we're cruising along at 165 over the ground, so that's awesome. So it sits up a little bit higher. It's got a bigger, heavier engine, so if you let off the back pressure too quickly or too much, it'll crash the nose down, and you'll do this, right? So not being just like a private pilot puke that has never flown that plane, I jokingly
French Valley Airport slightly right at 12 o'clock, 10 miles. Radar services are terminated. Squawk V fire frequency change approved.
Have a fantastic night. Thanks for the help. Happy New Year. See you.
Sure, you too. Third, 739 Lima uniform, contact Bakersfield approach.
French Valley traffic. Experimental 204 Lima Echo, 7,500, about 8 miles to the west. We'll be crossing over midfield at an altitude, entering left downwind for runway 18, French Valley. So I tell her, I was like, oh, like kind of like a little know-it-all shit, like tell your dad to be careful to not, bang the nose gear down and porpoise it. And she just goes, like, really? Like, I was kind of joking. She's not in on the, she had no idea. So she's like, really? Is that a thing? I was like, yeah, I've heard it's a thing. So just, tell him or not, like, whatever. I'm sure he knows. I think of what I said, like, I'm sure he knows. He gets the plane. He has a ferry pilot bring it from Tennessee out to where he was living at the time in South Dakota. North Dakota, South Dakota. Very first flight, slams the nose down, porpoises, bends the firewall. They had to redo the whole thing. Sold it immediately. Did one flight, crumpled. I had the pictures. Crumpled the cowling. It was, and it was so the saddest part about it, flight, is he was going to give me and her the plane to fly for fuel. Like, she was going to use it to train in, I was going to fly it for fuel. So I was like having this potential 182 for gas that we were going to keep at Fullerton, and like crunched it up. Bummer. I have a nice 04 I've got for 2 years. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, if you could, I don't know what your Discord level is. That is a community that you absolutely would love, TJS. If you don't have Discord, it's a really easy download, and I promise you it'll change your life. Sounds a bit hyperbolic, but it will change things. It's so great. 1,700 members. It's like Facebook without... Oh, you're a member. Oh, good. Well, how come you're not spamming us with pictures of your awesome 04 182? That's super... Well, awesome. Cool. I want to see some pictures. Unless I'm being a total idiot and you've posted them and I just forgot or didn't realize. There's our airport. Oh, only for a day. Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. All right, this looks like a nice, let's get the lit side. That looks like a thumbnail to me. Okay. Here we go. We're going to try to land this thing 7,300 feet. French Valley traffic, experimental 204 Lima Echo, 7,200. We'll be circling, landing runway 18, stop and go, French Valley. Awesome, man. I hope so.
Traffic inbound French Valley. How far out are you?
We're just over the field right now, but we're going to be making a deep descent to the field. Where are you at?
I was gonna take off in 3-6, but I'll wait for you.
Oh no, we're at 7,000 feet, so you got plenty of time if you want to take off now.
All right, French Valley traffic, Skyhawk. Sorry, Mooney. 305, Papa Whiskey. Departing runway 36, straight out, French Valley.
Are the winds actually favoring 3-6 right now? PW, are the winds actually favoring 3-6 right now?
The wind stack says calm.
Well, 18 is the calm wind runway, but let's see, where do we have? So right now I'm feeling out the descent of what we've got here, and it is actually pretty decent. 2,000 feet per minute, like starting at 7,000 was pretty crazy. I don't know. You know what I mean, flight, right?
Sync rate.
You know, it's French Valley. No, this is total immersion. And French Valley traffic, experimental 204 Lima Echo, S turning, landing runway 18 has the Mooney traffic in sight. Hi. That's
French Valley traffic, Mooney 305, Papa Whiskey, upwind runway 36, leaving the pattern to the north. French
500.
okay. Here we go. Oh, dude, I like this canopy. Whoa. Okay. So that's fast. Whoa. Okay. Slips do not flight. I'm just like laughing when he said. Yeah, not a doesn't slow down with a slip at all. Cool. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, left crosswind 18 French Valley. Aussie, what was that? Aussie Gamer VH. Thank you so much for joining, following, and welcome. I'm doing fantastic. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, left downwind 18 French Valley. Dude, this looks insane though. Okay, so that was a good. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a float. That was just over the runway at 120 knots. French Valley traffic, experimental 204 Lima Echo, downwind to final runway 18 French Valley. Also, no flaps. Yeah, I didn't use flaps on that. No, I really wanted to see like how, if we were like that high, like how quickly could we get down? The answer was we can get down very fast, but it's not going to slow down. So this is a pretty steep profile.
Sync rate.
French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, short final runway 18 touch and go French Valley.
500.
So that's still 100 knots with full flaps and full idle. So yeah. I have a tendency to bounce tail draggers on this. Dude, it doesn't even... There is no takeoff roll. Yeah, I know. For flight, this is... That's the white arc for a 172. I'm assuming. I mean, it's like stock 172 gauges, so I'm assuming that that's not the actual white arc for this plane. Could be totally wrong, but there was no way I was going to get it down to 85. I didn't, like, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that I am right. I am just making an assumption and then also not caring. This is a flight test, so we're testing the limits of this plane. Also, what's the pattern altitude here? I've been here a million times. 2300. Okay. Whoa, yeah. Not this high. That's absolutely why you're here, flight, to catch me on crap. Okay, so there's the pattern. There's pattern altitude right there. Okay. French flight traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, downwind to final 18 French Valley. So, I didn't actually look... which is a very noble cause. I don't know if that even would be possible to get it down to 85. I don't think that's possible. I think I'd have to, like, there's 85 and then there's full flaps. Okay, so full flaps. Let's see what it will do in a slip. At like 110. I was just kind of instinctively using
sync rate.
My Piper numbers. So that's
500.
Full flaps, full slip, power idle, and it's holding 90.
Short final runway 18 at Foxtrot 70. Warning, airport not in current route.
ForeFlight is very upset at me. Trimming didn't work on that one. Okay. Alright, so let's get this thing to a stop here. So landing is going to have to be tricky. I think if I had a better yoke, it would be a little bit easier, but it's really, it does get sensitive and bouncy, and it's hard to slow down. So let's creep up.
Traffic Bonanza 61 Lima Papa, take your runway 18, French Valley.
Okay. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo taking off midfield 18, French Valley. 1, 2, 3, up. Okay, so we have a 3-second takeoff roll, so that is fantastic. Conti, what is up, man? Happy friggin' Wednesday. Thank you for the raid, Conti. 67 human beings. Conti, how's it going, man? Amy, Peter, cheers. All right, we are doing a little flight test, review flight test of this Freeware RV-7.
French Valley traffic, are you doing patterns too?
Yeah, affirmative. We're in left traffic for 18 French Valley.
Okay, I'll be doing them. I'll be turning left base behind you right now.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're just turning left downwind for 18 right now, 4 Lima Echo, French Valley. It's a great. It's.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
It's.
Then that's it.
Sweet. We've got some traffic, so we have to be on our calls. We have to be appropriate right now. So we have a Bonanza in the pattern. That is great. So I'm gonna not do the thing where I just do 150 knots in the downwind at full blast. Random Crispy, welcome, and thank you to G.Skill Twitch for the follow. Welcome to the stream. All right, we're high on the pattern here, so we've got traffic, which makes testing out a plane a little bit more difficult, but that is something I'll have to deal with. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo turning left base, 18 French Valley. This is a really fun airport, but it's also, it can get really sketchy on the weekends. And there's always, I mean, there are like experimentals and flight schools, all kinds of stuff here. And right now, since we just had a bunch of...
Nanza 61 Lima Papa, left downwind 18.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo turning final 18, touch and go, French Valley. All right, I'm gonna try to hold this off so it's not a bouncer. I want to get like a three-pointer as best we can. And nah, are we gonna bother with centerline? No. The further we get, the more I'm gonna probably end up getting a honeycomb yoke. Okay, so there's only one bounce, which is good. Flaps coming up. Dude, it's just instant. That takeoff is instant. That takeoff roll is absolutely instant. Oh my god. Holy crap. Just... What are the V speeds on this, Ryan? Do you know what VX is? Yeah, this is French Valley. Yep. Pattern altitude. French Valley traffic. Experimental 4 Lima Echo turning left crosswind 18 French Valley. Is it really? Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, it's fantastic.
French Valley Bonanza final for 18.
You will... Oh, man. You live under the downwind? That's awesome. 180's VX, okay. Let's go here. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo turning left downwind 18 French Valley. You will like... you will probably like this video. Jelly Bean, check this out. There you go. You've probably already seen it. French Valley traffic, experimental 204 Lima Echo, turning left base runway 18 French Valley. Have you seen that one? And while I was finding that video, I also broke the sound barrier in the downwind. VA is 140, VNE is 130.
61 Papa, left crosswind.
58. 100. VY is 85. Okay. Sweet. I thought you had, but yeah. Cool. Now everyone else can see. Let's do... First flight traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, turning final over 215 French Valley. That intersection you're over is where we use a visual waypoint to turn final. I think I usually do a little bit tighter than that, but that's not a bad spot. This is kind of a comfortable, I guess, final. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, short final 18 French Valley. All right, so this whole situation feels a little bit better, extended a little bit more. It's not a pits. It's not a aerodynamic brick. This thing is a little snot rocket.
French Valley, been 61 Lima Papa, turning left base for 18 French Valley.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I have to just kind of admit defeat in the landing smooth department. Look at that. It's just like later. It's trying to feel out like where it wants to be trim power wise, and you really just have to guess. So 80 you said is VX, departure end right there. And pattern altitude.
French Valley, been on final for 18 French Valley.
French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, turning left crosswind 18 French Valley. Yeah, VX, yeah. So you just have to be really, really careful with your speeds. You have to actually pay attention. Oh, I am out of trim. Holy crap, that was way too much nose up trim. So you gotta, there's not really many tools that you can use to get rid of energy. I think an overhead brake might actually be kind of
If you
tricky.
guys do like these videos, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel.
Also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much, White Leg. What's up, man? French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, midfield left downwind 18 French Valley. Yeah, French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, turning left base 18 French Valley. So there's just full idle right here.
Valley, 61 Lima Papa, upwind on 18. It's going to be our last call. We're departing to the south. Have a good night, man.
Have a good night too, man. Have a good one. See you.
Yep.
Okay. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo, short final 18 French Valley. The view is amazing. So I mean, this feels like a comfortable approach speed, like coming in at 70 and then just letting it bleed off. So that was my best landing yet. It just goes. Okay. Yeah, French Valley. Hi. Friend to all. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for following. I did this to Julia the first time we came to French Valley because the runway is so long. I wasn't going 150, but I took it all the way to the end and then just went scoot. She was not expecting that, so sorry. Didn't really brief that one. So yeah, that's a nice little climb out there. Version A with the nose wheel is much less bouncy. Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit easier, and that's kind of what I had said, is that in the tail wheel planes in this sim, I feel like I bounce it a lot more. French Valley traffic, experimental 4 Lima Echo. 3,500 departing to the west, last call, French Valley. Yeah, I mean, I like how this tail dragger feels. It taxis really nice. I have no idea if they've made it a little bit faster due to the less drag, but yeah, I'll definitely want to try out the 7A for sure. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I compared this to the Robin, the DA40. I think it was Aerobasque. Was that who did that one? The Freeware Aerobasque Robin for X-Plane, which I thought was one of the best freeware planes that you can get for that sim. It was so fun, so easy to fly. Had, like, looked really good. Just like a really nice freeware plane. Don't mind the slideshow that's happening right now. There we go. Nope. And no. No. Hello. Hello. There we go. So yeah, the Aerobasque Robin was really cool. The only downside for me was that it's not a plane that really exists at all in the United States. So it was kind of like a weird thing to fly around on PilotEdge because you just don't really see them. Yeah, I bet Track IR looks awesome. You definitely don't want this in the summertime in SoCal, but it's for sure cool. Yeah, Aerobasque is really awesome, and that plane was such a great thing that they gave to the community. For free, which is really awesome. But it was one of the top couple of recommendations when someone asked for like a freeware plane. I always said like, oh yeah, the Aerobasque Robin is fantastic. This is feeling like one of them. Like if you want something that's simple and fast and common, that is, I think, a really big bonus for this versus the other small, like that Robin tail dragger that comes default in X-Plane and a couple other planes that are more European based options. RVs are way more common than any of those planes are that we see around here. So to be able to load up in super cool vans with great sounds, great handling characteristics, great visuals, and have a blast doing, whatever you want, kind of local flying. I think it's freaking awesome. This is a really good call for a plane to make. And I'm assuming it was limited to something that the developer had access to, but yeah, I don't. If they did handpick this, they picked the right one for sure. The DC-3 was really fun too. Yeah. SWS is planning a Vans payware. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. This is really all you need, though, man. I mean, it's such a simple plane, and you might as well. Yeah, dude, I like this a lot. I'm pleasantly surprised, actually. I was kind of going into this thinking that, like, it might, it's free. The thumbnails didn't look great. Yeah, the small sunshades are great. Yeah, and I was looking back at that. Yeah, the sunshades are a necessity here. Almost everybody that has a full canopy like this has the canopies or the sunshade.
Traffic 2305 Papa Whiskey, 8 miles to the north, inbound RNAV 18 straight in French Valley.
Let's get our weather at John Wayne, and by weather I mean ATIS. X-ray. Let's do. I have no idea what my plane's doing. Probably spiraling out of control. 17.2. 17.2. SoCal approach. Good evening. Experimental 204 Lima Echo, 5,515 miles to the east of El Toro, inbound John Wayne, information X-ray. Yeah, yes, S-Wing, good lord. Yikes. Doing 180 over the ground. That's enough. It's moving pretty good.
November 204 Lima Echo, SoCal approach, squawk 3533 ident.
3533 204 Lima Echo.
For 204 Lima Echo, radar contact 17 miles east of John Wayne Airport, John Wayne altimeter 3019, proceed to Signal Peak, and you said you do have weather?
Signal Peak, we do have information X-ray 204 Lima Echo.
Thank you. For Niner Golf Sierra, contact SoCal approach 135.
I haven't even looked at the I-8. Which one is that?
Contact SoCal
That's going to be fun.
approach 135.4, Diamond 739 Golf Sierra.
Glass cockpit has autopilot. Does this not? This one doesn't have autopilot? Yeah, I guess not, huh? Yeah, Vans definitely has a very enthusiastic fan base.
For 204 Lima Echo, over Signal Peak, contact John Wayne Tower 119.9, excuse me.
199er over Signal Peak, 204 Lima Echo.
For Niner Star Juliet, runway 29er, clear for the option.
29, clear for the option, 970.
Getting this thing slowed down is going to be a chore. Oh my god, we have to really plan this correctly. Okay. They varied. So Ryan, are you still in here? So Ryan is looking, well, is going to build one. At least they've answered. I don't know if it's going to be a 7 or not. Ryan, if you're still there, I'm not sure. But they vary wildly. I'm looking at a RV-12 for a friend on this weekend probably, and you know, I've poked around a few RV-6 Saturn. I mean, they're very cool. It's, you know, experimental world in a lot of ways is very different, and in most cases for the better than certified, but the aircraft cost situation right now is pretty terrible.
File. Maintain 3000, expect flight level 23010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 4775.
Vermont Springs or departure flight runway heading
184 over the ground now. Jeez.
0 in 10, departures 120.55, squawk 4775. Nice, time was good.
Fernando Whiskey Romeo, read back correct, and expect runway 25.
Roger.
Okay, let's see if we can do our usual arrival into John Wayne. John Wayne Tower, good evening. Experimental 204 Lima Echo over Signal Peak. Inbound information X-ray. Like to request overhead brake for 20 right if able. Yeah, dude, I like this plane a lot. This thing is cool.
Hey, bird. Whoa, buddy.
Bill 4L flag guy, Bill 4L flag guy, Bill 4L flag guy.
The airport and contact Jowing Tower now 126.8. That will give you a pattern entry.
All right, 26.8, experimental 204 Lima Echo. Thanks. Finbar, 43 months. You are an absolute animal. I love it, dude. We are hoping for a UK trip in 2022, so you are top on our list. Jowing Tower, good evening. Experimental 204 Lima Echo over UCI inbound with information X-ray. I'd like to request overhead brake for 20 right. We're going to cross over, which I've done.
For 204 Lima Echo, John Wayne Tower, roger. Unable the overhead, cross overhead the airport.
Caution, TFR ahead.
Right, runway 20 right, quarter 1.
All right, crossing over the airport. Enter right downwind 20 right, clear to land 20 right, experimental 204 Lima Echo.
26 and 907 Juliet.
Denied. Damn it. So I got power idle in 3, 2, 1, idle. So power idle over UCI. Let's see how slippery this thing is. Have an extra 1,000 feet to play with. Ooh, it's actually probably slowing down a little bit too much. I thought, damn it. I thought for sure we would have like an insane amount of speed coming down at 190. No such luck, but we do have 700 feet of altitude to get rid of. Okay, lights are on, everything's good.
Whoa, buddy.
Boop, 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 boop.
Ring Police, 20 months. That seems crazy, Ring Police. I appreciate that, man, a ton. Thank you so much for the support and all of the yeah, all the support for so long. That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. All right. Well, that experiment actually was very that
And 6-1.
anticlimactic for sure.
Station ground.
What's up, Ablars?
Ready to copy I-42 Santa Maria.
Actually, have to add power back in. I mean, that's still pretty good. We made it to the downwind. We made it to the downwind,
6-1 Lima
going
Papa.
power idle from UCI. So that's pretty good. Unable overhead brake. Damn it. Real John Wayne, you don't get unable. You just get, yeah, approve as requested, Horizon, slowest practical approach speed.
6-1 Lima Papa, you're clear to Santa Maria Airport after departure. Fly runway heading, radar vector shafter as filed. Maintain
500.
3000. Expect 10,000 once minutes after departure. Departure frequency 118.8, squawk 5034.
6-1 Lima Papa.
So yeah, that was
Santa Maria
not
via
as
after departure,
exuberant
runway heading, then radar vector shafter,
an
then
approach
filed.
into John Wayne as I would have
Expect
wanted.
2010. Departure frequency is 18.8 and squawk 5034.
Number 6-1 Lima Papa, read back correct.
The best landing in this thing of the night. Flockstrot, thank you so much for the raid. Perfect timing. That was right on the stall horn. Figured that out. That's cool. Now we made it back home.
Descend and maintain 3000.
You got to do the stall, full stall landing.
Approach on 128.1.
That was the best landing in this thing so far.
Sierra.
Santa 7 Julia, runway 29, clear for the option.
Runway 29, clear for the option.
4 Lima Echo taxi to parking V Bravo, monitor ground. Have a wonderful night.
Hi, parking via Bravo, monitor ground. Have a great night. 204 Lima Echo. It was absolutely because you were here, Ring Police, 100%. All right. Rest in peace, ACI West. We're now gonna go park in Clay Lacey in our hangar. Okay, so this is a really, really fun plane.
SoCal approach, Diamond 739 Golf Sierra.
I like that a lot.
Looking really good, though.
600
Looking great.
3,000.
I would say definitely mission accomplished on the full test.
Vectors ILS runway 20 right.
Yeah, what a fun plane.
Golf Sierra, fly heading 140.
What a fun plane, man.
And expect ILS
Dude, Dredd, this thing was great.
Fly heading 140.
That thing is great. Yeah, they did a really great job.
20 right.
There's a couple of issues with that, which we can recap here in a second. So we'll get all that off. Forgot to return that back off after the latest update. Battery coming off. Okay. What we liked. Definitely like the looks. It's a cool looking plane. This livery looks great. The textures are excellent. The modeling looks really good. Inside and out, it looks good on the inside. It looks good on the outside. No complaints, particularly because it's a Freeware plane. I think they did a really, really good job. Excellent job. Yeah, DJing was really, really good. Excellent. Sounds pretty good. I think that it's probably the stock IO360 sounds. I didn't notice anything that sounded like overly custom or anything, and that's not a knock at all. That's the engine that this is using apparently. So using those sound effects already in the sim or game, whatever, is fantastic. So that's good. It seemed to fly well. It trimmed out reasonably okay. The roll rate was good. Performance was awesome. That's all the good stuff. The not so good stuff, I think, is pretty limited. First thing, no constant speed prop. That is an actual issue. Oh, excuse me. That's an actual issue because it is not a fixed pitch prop in terms of performance. So manifold pressure, it has manifold pressure. The throttle does not affect the RPMs like it would a fixed pitch prop. So it's trying to do constant speed things without the use of the prop. So basically, it's a constant speed propeller that has the prop pushed in all the time. I think that has some impact on how this thing lands. That would be nice to see addressed, updated. Either add either put FADEC in it. Either add the propeller control or just make it a fixed pitch prop. I think that would, to keep it simple. I do like that it's fixed in terms of control. But it just to be able to actually keep, pull it back off of the stops would be a nice thing to have. The interior texture, if I'm being really picky, this panel is a little flat. It's a little bit like too perfect. This GPS panel here has some surface imperfections which look really good. And I'm kind of being nitpicky, but I mean, it's great. It's a Freeware plane and it's super fun and it's really sorted. The diamond plate on the footrest there looks great. The carbon center console looks great. Everything looks awesome. It's using the stock 6-pack from the 172, I believe. So the airspeed indicator markings are not for this plane. So that can kind of trip you up a little bit. Other than that, that's kind of it. I think this is an excellent, for sure, considering it's a Freeware plane, but that is a really, really easy plane to recommend. I like that a lot. So, good. 100% win. I like it. Yeah, good job. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining tonight. Thank you to Conti for the raid and everyone that stuck around. If you are new here, if you don't know who I am and are just along for the ride from the raid, my name is Bill. I'm a private pilot out of John Wayne Airport in Orange County. I have a absolutely fantastic community in Discord. So if you're interested in aviation, particularly in real world and flight simulator being combined, give that Discord a shot. It is absolutely fantastic. 1,700 members. We have real world, jet pilots, commercial, private, commercial, corporate, real world air traffic controllers, CFIs, CFIIs, MEIs, developers, coders, like all kinds of, cross section of people within the community and industry. It's really, really, really good. So if you're interested in any of this stuff and just want to join a community of people that love airplanes to a crazy degree, give it a shot. It's really easy to leave or delete if you don't like it, but we haven't had many people leave and not like it. Met747, thank you for following. Maybe even a janitor or two. It's such a great community. I mean, it's really, I promise you, it's not a streamer asking for a Discord ad. It really is. It has been a beneficial community for a lot of people in a number of different ways. Again, primarily looking at the aviation, real world sim crossover kind of thing, but it's just been a great way to meet new people. We've connected students with CFIs. We've connected people, we have real world fly-ins. We have the virtual fly-ins. Tons of cool stuff. So if any of that sounds of interest to you, check it out. And then if you want to see any of the real world flying that we do, that is the link for YouTube channel, which hopefully you'll find entertaining to some degree. So great time tonight. This was really fun, everybody. Thank you again all for the support and making this a fun hobby to continue to do and share the real world stuff and have fun with the fake stuff. Tonight was multiple missions passed tonight, which is freaking the best. Okay, we haven't done this in a long time. I really feel like we need to do it. I fixed my audio setup so I can actually hear it now. This is a palate cleanser, so I'm going to send you off to somebody else. But before then, to just cleanse your palate from what you just saw, enjoy this little song. Thanks, guys.